You know, there's a part of me that feels like I need to change my shirt. I'll be back. Because continuity.
Here's another late development, and this news keeps coming in as we're talking here.
Hero, why'd you change your shirt? It's movie magic. Don't think too hard about it. Welcome to the Identity Booth. My name is Hero, and you are here with me. I am trying to identify with you as you identify with me. Thank you for joining me. And today, we are talking about the NCAA and their new ruling for agents in the basketball realm. It's been dubbed the Rich Paul rule, and you know what this is. Y'all know what's going on here, right? Like, we all know what's going on. You know what's going on? Like, the slaves trying to get the house, and the slave masters ain't going. You know, there's something to be said about rule changes that specifically hinder people without any reason beyond, like, doing the job better. And for the NCAA to make these rule changes and make them 3 years tentative, so you have to have been doing it for at least 3 years in order for you to qualify, implies that not only are they trying to get you out, they're trying to keep you out or make you less significant. Rich Paul doesn't have a college degree. You want to know who else doesn't have a college degree? Zion Williams. You mean to tell me that it's okay for us to force agents to have a college degree, but a student athlete, he doesn't need a degree, student athlete. He was born to play. He's a student athlete, but look at all the money he's made. The hypocrisy. The NCAA doesn't care about agents. The NCAA doesn't care about players. The NCAA only cares about one thing, and it's that money, baby. The money. We want the money. So this rule is atrocious, annoying, deliberate, specific, racist. They're targeting people. They're targeting people of color. Rich Paul, who is also part of the Clutch dynasty ran by the shadow owner of the NBA, which is LeBron James. This is just another way to take a dig at him. It's just too much power for one man. The NCAA can't have it. And you know, the irony of the NCAA is, and the NBA, the NFL, it's a black-run organization led by a bunch of white people. It has racial undertones in it. You mean to tell me all these great black athletes and we have no black owners in the NFL? We got one, Khan, North Carolina, the Jaguars, I believe. NBA coaches, who we got? Doc, the dude that got crossed up by Allen Iverson. His name's escaping me, but that image has been burned into my mind. The ratio isn't even. Management, general managers, player personnel. You want to know why? Oh, shit. Because you need college degrees to hold all those positions. And you want to know something that players probably don't get these days? College degrees. It's not okay. We have to stop pretending that this is okay. We have to make this go away because players sacrifice countless years, decades. For you to be a successful athlete, you have to give away a decade of your life perfecting a craft. If you can jump, you have to jump better than everyone else. If you can do a crossover, your crossover has to deceive someone who's been trained a decade of their life to not be deceived by your crossover. You know, when we go to play against the world, we don't play with them, or we don't compete with the world. We play with the world. Competing against the world isn't something to do. How are we so good at this one thing but so bad at the other? It's by design. Can't have these basketball players being educated, knowing their rights. The NBA has been the most entertaining thing to watch all year round, not because of their extremely liberal commissioner, but because the players have control. Watching Kawhi Leonard, the most boring basketball player next to Tim Duncan, peddle around these nonsense stories and people just revolving around every tweet and every little move he does, trying to figure out where he goes for free agency, was the most exciting time in basketball. Not because he was the decision, while that was sort of the birthing of the whole process we're going through, but it's just because the players have power. Chris Paul, all of them, 10-year deals and all this stuff. It's amazing to see. It's exciting to be part of. But when we're talking about the NCAA, we're talking about players who run in tournaments, play in tournaments, and make their school, NCAA, and all the standings. That's a $60 billion industry. And these players get nothing. Now, some players get lucrative contract deals, but someone like Zion Williams, who signed a $100 million Nike deal, or who had a $8 million insurance policy put on him just in case he got injured and couldn't get to the draft, those aren't people you cannot pay. You can't call them student athletes. If you don't want them, you can't call them student athletes if they know tentatively they're never going to get a degree. They're workers. They're honorary members. They should get an honorary degree. If you play 1 year at any university, you should automatically get an honorary degree. And you're probably thinking, why? They didn't do any work for it, didn't they? Because even though these schools make a lot of money off of these players, the schools do thrive for them. Who wouldn't want to go to Duke when Zion was there? To be a freshman in that class must have been the most exciting thing ever. And you get free tickets. It's part of your tuition. Read the fine print. But I find it oddly strange that these players can't make a living without the player. LSU recently showed off their new locker room. $2.9 million renovation or something like that. Wow. Couldn't any of that been given to the players to help them with financial stability after college? Or how to pick an agent courses, or investment in their future just in case they want to go back to college someday? That's what I find strange. Player wants to go back to college, can't get back in. Why? Because he wasn't a student in the first place. So his grades aren't up to quote. And if they are up to quote, he never had the money in the first place to pay to go to that college in particular, because he's from the hood. Hood money don't pay for college degrees. We have to do better. We have to stand by our players. And what's the easy answer? HBCU versus PWI. I hear a lot of HBCU people. I hear a lot of people say, black students, you run the NCAA. Go to black colleges. They're not going to give too much of a fuck about your degree either. I had a coach that once said, you're a student athlete, and that's important. You're a student first, athlete second. That's how he would say it. You read the fine print. HBCU, PWI, nobody cares about athletes past the win-loss column and what you're doing for the university. How much money you bring into the university. As parents, This bothers me. This bothers me because as a parent, if you are investing more time in your kids' physical abilities than their mental stability or fortitude or capacity, we know that there are kids out there that kids can easily learn 3 to 4 languages in their earlier days just from exposure. There are kids literally learning different languages by listening and watching cartoons in different languages. We know that. But if you're, and don't get me wrong, it's important for your kid to be healthy, in shape, active. It's a social means. It's a great way of bonding and trying. But the amount of effort I see people putting in their kid, like, I didn't go to the gym once until I was 15, 16. I didn't lift weight. I didn't play football until I was a sophomore in high school, junior, I think. And I made it to the league. What's your excuse? Like I know kids going to Pop Warner and all this AAU stuff, never did it. It's just the beast in me, I guess. But that wouldn't be fair now, would it? Stop letting black kids know that they can only be good. Stop telling black kids to be great at sports. We don't need help being great at sports. We were built for this shit. Why isn't that black kid learning how to code? You know, that job that offers $222,000 for IT support, UN, front end, back end support, IT security. Why isn't that kid learning how to be a registered nurse so when your ass is dying, you actually have someone that looks like you taking care of you, that has a basic incentive to know that, hey, there are cultural things that are important to me? No, it can't be that easy. It can't be that hard. We are giving, our kids options. And the best way to do that is to present them with all the facts. You need that college degree these days. And even though bachelor degrees are considered to be a little bit better than coasters, there are some positions that you just can't even talk to them without it. And it does guarantee you, the stats prove that people with college degrees make more money than people who don't, period. I have a master's degree. It gives me the ability to come into certain situations and say, I have a minimum. I will talk to you in an interview for $85,500 annual. That's a minimum talking point. Is it the most that I could ask for? Hell no. I make 6 figures now. But for me to be able to say that in the beginning of a conversation saves me a lot of time, because then they can be like, oh, you're in our range, or oh, you're out of our range. Time saved, money made. Your battles are not to be built and destroyed based off of, your physical ability. Your body will never outlast your mind, period. And we already know, it's a common saying, the body will quit before the mind. We know this. Every jump, every step, every weight you lift chips away at you just a little bit. But once you learn the language, you learn the language. Once you learn how to code, you learn how to code. Once you learn how to edit, you know how to edit. Once you learn how to do anything that requires your mind to be the focal point of strength, it's yours forever. I can only lift 400 pounds for so long. The NCAA is a big issue here, but the even bigger issue is the culture revolving around black athletes and sports. Their fixation on it and their inability to believe that it does anything more than just attribute to their physical status. Because it's not helping them past day one. Zion Williams, God forbid, blows out every fucking ligament in his left knee next season. What are his options? He can't play basketball anymore. He can't go back to school because, he doesn't have a degree. And he probably have a few $1 million from his contracts, but he could probably live the rest of his life okay. There's contingency plans put in place. Most people could live the rest of their lives off of a few $1 million. He could live a comfortable life, but what is the average smuck? Like the Browns, not the Browns, it was the Browns kick returner from last week, Thursday, I believe. He returned a kickoff. That man was sleeping in his car. He's going to get cut on Monday. He can't sustain a life, and he can't find it because it's depending on his physical abilities and not his mental stability. The NCAA is a big time issue. It needs to be abolished. I love what California's doing. Hey, we're going to pay our kids. And everyone's saying that's not fair because all the kids will want to go play in California. Not that, damn, we should pay our kids too. That's not fair. I can't pay my kids. NCAA, do something about this. Go fuck yourselves, man. I went to HBCU. I went to a PWI. I know the best of both worlds. But moreover, going back all the way to the main topic, Rich Paul has no issue doing his job. Him having a degree and him not having a degree plays no part in what he's able to do, because we all have a firm understanding is not what you know, it's who you know. And when you know the shadow owner of the NBA, the GOAT, the king himself, it's hard for you as an athlete to say, nah, I'm not going to take the advice of the person I grew up watching and aspiring to be. LeBron James doesn't have a degree, but LeBron James understands how important it is to have a degree, that he built a school strictly designed to make kids prepared, to get kids prepared to go to college. And if you make it through his school, you will have a full ride to go to college. I'm not going to become a doctor. I know that. But I have set up a fund so that I can probably pay for 1 to 2 people to go to medical school. I'll pay that first year off for you. Good luck. Because when I need someone to wipe my ass, I hope you're the doctor telling the nurse to go do it. I appreciate it. We have to take better care of our future. And our future are a bunch of kids whittling away their body in the NCAA's cruel tournament, making money off their back, when low-key one of these kids could be the future politician, lawyer, doctor, cancer cure, creator, inventor, coder. And all that potential is trapped in their mind and not being explored because they are more obsessed and think there's more value in physical goals. And that is a problem. But for every problem, there's an answer. And I would like to hear y'all's. What do you think about the NCAA ruling and the NCAA in general? If you're a parent and you have kids in sports, why? Why is your kid better at football, basketball, soccer, softball than computer coding? Especially since they spend at least 60% of their day during the summer with an electronic device in front of them. You can code on your phone. I do it all the time. I practice with my downtime. Like, what are you doing to make sure your kid will be better at anything and everything you can do? Challenging question, but these are the questions we need answered. And I appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy day. Like this video, it really helps me. It's the only way this thing works. It's a popularity contest on YouTube, so like this video, subscribe, share this with your friends, your family. It's a lighthearted story with some heavy implications, but I appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves. I miss you guys. You know my kid. I love you. Take care. Thursday. Eric, we miss you, bro. Guillermo, come back on the show. I need someone to bounce my ideas off. I have Eric.